How's everyone doing? As you could see, I'm on the opposite side of the house. My wife took up the pool area, and I threatened to shoot anyway on that side and show her in her bathing suit, and she was highly insulted. So here I am on the other side of the house. I see one person in the chat. Where is everybody? It's a beautiful, gorgeous Friday. But I'm under the lanai, trying to stay out of the sun, if you know what I mean. How all you Brits doing? Sergeant George Ishag. Hello, buddy. How are you? I've been seeing you. You've been watching almost every single one of these podcasts. Thank you. Thank you for your support. 10 people in the chat. What's going on, everyone? Look how lush and green the grass is and everything, right? It needs a lot of water these days because Jeffrey Crowley, good afternoon, Bill. Jeffrey, how are you? Gloria Fritz, hello, hello, hello. You say goodbye, and I say hello, hello, hello. I don't know why you say goodbye, I say hello. Margaret Hearn, hey, Sergeant Bill, good to see you, good to see you. That's Supreme Commander, Sergeant Bill, to you, Margaret. Just kidding, of course. Sarah Monson, hello. Sergeant Bill, what's your take on 1931's Dracula? I'm not conversant in that. I'm not an expert or close to an expert in anything, but I wish I knew more about Dracula. But great story throughout the ages. But there's all different types of versions of Dracula, right? Who just told me they had COVID? I saw it slip by. Apparently, it's still out there. Look, the president has it. I got it at the end of June, and I was able to. Margaret Hearn, forgive me, Supreme Commander. You are worthy to call me Supreme. I'm just kidding. I find it amusing. I find it funny. My guys went in and take a Jeffrey Crowley, how you feeling? Are you on the downside of it, or you just got it? I went through it too, and I had it for a good 3 weeks. Kim Alliston, hi Sergeant Bill, mods, and all in the chat. Jane, hey Bill, how's it going watching from the UK? Hello, Jane. Jeffrey said he got COVID. Yeah, I had it, as I said, I had it at the end of June. And I had all 3 vaccines, as most of us have. Richella and Lieutenant Pete are out on the beach. Where else would you expect them to be, They have a wonderful life because they're wonderful people, God sometimes rewards wonderful people with a wonderful life. Not all the time, right? You always hear, how come bad things happen to good people? And it happens, right? TGIF from Vancouver. Say hello to my good friend, blues guitarist James Burns. Great dude. I haven't seen him in, God, it's probably been about 10 years. I got to make a point. Sometimes when you wait too long to see someone, you wait too long, and they're no longer on this earth. You guys know what I'm talking about. It happened to me one time. The good friend of mine who was a chief on the NYPD, Lovebug 53, Hunter Axe Angler, don't have one. He was a chief, Steve Bonanno, great guy, love Steve. And I had spoken to him, and he was in the hospital. His driver called me up, and Steve was getting all kinds of treatments. And he said, just wait a little bit. He goes, I'm having blah, 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 blah treatment. I go, well, let's just go out and have a burger and a beer. He goes, yeah, good. The next week he was dead. He had cancer, 9/11 cancer. And sometimes you can't wait. That's the moral of that story. Andy the Gabby Cabby. How are you, Andy? Good to see you. Margaret Hearn. I had it March 2020. It was rough. My doctor clinically diagnosed me. Hang in there. Hang in there, Margaret. It's tough. It's tough. It's prayers sent your way, Jeffrey Crowley. Everyone say prayers for Jeffrey Crowley. Scott Wagner, you remember Wally Zines? He was the Manhattan Nightwatch. Yes, I remember Wally Zines. You're saying as if in the past tense. Did Wally pass away, Scotty Wagner? I haven't heard anything about that. No, I remember Wally Zines. He also worked for WPIX, I think, as a talking head. He was on the air a couple times. Did something happen to Wally Zines? Sergeant Wally Zines. So guys, beautiful, beautiful day. My wife, as I said, kicked me off the pool. Sergeant Bill on Halloween, you could dress up as Count Dracula. I wanted to be on the other side by the pool because I know you guys love looking at the pool, but who is the commanding officer of this family? I always say I am. Oh no, he was the commander. Oh, okay, okay. I didn't know, Scotty. I thought you were going to tell me something happened to him. Yeah, Wally Zines is the commander, the Night Watch commander. Scotty, I used to jokingly say when I was in anti-crime to my cops, I used to call myself the Supreme Commander. And of course, it was tongue-in-cheek and it was meant to be humorous, and they would refer to me as the Supreme Commander. But just look, you know, cops. Cops have the greatest sense of humor. Cops could all be stand-up comics. There's no doubt in my mind. So, guys, today at 4 o'clock, I'm going to do a show on the show Live PD with Dan Abrams. It's back on, or it's coming back on, and I just want to talk about, you know, why was it expunged from the air to begin with? A show that was highly successful. Number one fan, hi Bill, hope you are well. I'm doing well, guys. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Went to the gym today, did my workout, did my hour walk. I'm going to physical therapy now. I go again on Monday, even though I don't love going, but you got to do it, right? You got to do it. You want to stay healthy. Haven't had a drink in 6 weeks. I so miss when I have that first glass of Cabernet. Once I'm off all this stupid medication, you're gonna see me smiling. Mickey Mantle, hey Bill, looking good there. Thank you, Mickey Mantle. Yeah, I love to drink Cabernet, and I know some of you guys out there probably love it too. Uh, Lovebug53, thank you. And you know, or whatever your favorite drink is. Like one of the things I love to do in my lazy, what would you call it? My lazy time is sit by like an intercoastal or an inlet with a glass of wine and just watch the boats go by. Is that lazy of me? Lovebug53 loves beer. Good for you. I love beer too. Usually I drink like Corona or something when I drink beer. That's pretty light, you know. I don't like those craft beers that are like higher percentage alcohol. You drink one beer and you're like, oh my God, what the hell was in that? You know? It's like, remember that bodega beer in the hood? Old English 800? Oh my God. That stuff was Scotty. I'm sure you know about that. Although, Scotty, I don't think you're a drinker, but that beer, Old English 800, was nasty. Jeffrey Crowley, Jeffrey, hope you're feeling better. COVID's no joke. You got to get through it. You got to put your time in, right? Uh, Sergeant Bill will say cheers with you when you have your first glass of Cabernet. Yeah, thank you, Kim. You know, there's something like about Pink Karate. Live PD was my favorite every Friday, Saturday night. When is it back? Are they changing? It's supposed to be coming back. I got to do a little more research before I go on the air today at 4 o'clock. Uh, does anyone follow the great comic Dave Chappelle? Anyone follow it? And see, in comedy, I did stand up comedy for 6 years. It's very tough. It's not an easy thing to do. Um, Dave Chappelle was doing some jokes on the LGBTQ community. I can't even come up with enough letters to that, whatever that is. And they tried to cancel him. In fact, his show was canceled the other night. However, he was able to get another venue in the same exact neighborhood and perform to a sold out crowd. And he went on anyway. I think that's so great because why would why would you cancel comedians? You know? And who are the people that have the power, a small group of people, to cancel the freedom of speech of an artist like a comic? You know? Bill Burr, the bigger you are, the harder it is for a lot of these people, to cancel you. Bill Burr, huge comic, he sells out arenas. They can't cancel him because he's too powerful, you know? But they still try. They still try to cancel you. You know, cancel culture, where the hell did that come from? You know? I thought we were a country that, you know, that believes in free speech, you know? A lot of the college campuses, comics won't even perform on college campuses because they get censored. They'll actually bleep out the stuff that they say. That's comedy. If you don't want to hear what a comic has to say, don't go, you know? Are you going to act outraged? Oh my God, that joke so outraged me. I'll never be the same. You're like, oh, please, don't go to see a comic. I mean, crazy, you know? You know, and a lot of that goes to, you know, when you talk about the whole defund the police movement. I mean, that came out of the George Floyd incident. So horrible incident. I'll agree, and everyone agrees that that cop uh, deserved what he got, life in prison. You know, but does that paint an entire profession as bad because of the actions of one guy, Derek Chauvin, because of his actions? Does that paint an entire profession? Across this country, every single day, um, doctors um, are sued for malpractice, for some kind of wrongdoing. Should we get rid of that profession or try to cancel medicine because a couple of doctors? Well, how about it when you think about law enforcement? How would any profession, no matter what profession it is, how would you like a camera stuck in your face as you're doing your job, 8 feet away from you, yelling at you and asking you what you're doing, demanding to know what you're doing? How is that legal? I mean, you want to step back 20, 25 yards and video? Fine. But getting up 8 feet from the officers, you're endangering the officers. They're trying to take action and you're videotaping and commenting on their actions. What other profession would you be allowed to do that? Could you go in a courtroom and go 8 feet from the judge and videotape the judge's actions and scream at him as he's making his decisions? How about lawyers? Could you do that to lawyers? Could you do that to politicians? We should be allowed to do that to politicians. 8 feet away from a politician, videotape them and yell at them as to what their votes are, you know? Any profession. Are you allowed to do? Why are you allowed to do that to the law enforcement profession? Oh, is that going to be transparent? It's not transparent. They wear body-worn video. That's not transparent enough for you that you got to get up in their face and videotape their actions and scream at them and comment on what they're doing? I just think it's crazy and it's wrong, you know. Kim Alliston, hi Christopher Axton. Good to see many UK people following Sergeant Bill and police off the cuff. I'm in Kent. Oof. I don't know about the towns in London or in Great Britain, but sounds good, Kent. Sounds good. Guys, thumbs up. Thank you for joining me today. As you can see, I'm in Mere Golden. I'm on the other side of the house because my wife kicked me away from the pool. She would said, "No, you're not getting the pool today. I am going to be in the pool." Jane, that's in the southeast of the UK, Kent Bill. Lovebug53, hello Kim. Listen, I want to get to London. I want to go across the pond, as you go say. And haven't traveled since this whole COVID thing, you know. I love to go to Ireland. I've been to Ireland numerous times. Italy, I love Italian food. As you guys know, I talk about my loyalty to Italian food all the time. Kim Alliston, Sergeant Bill, Kent is further in the countryside, lush and green, right? Yeah, a lot of my sons, Casey is the older one, Jake's the younger one. They've been all over the damn world. My son Jake used to spend his summers in France. I was just like, "Oh, you're going to France, are you? And we are paying for it, is that right, Jake?" For like 4 or 5 years in a row, you know, he went to France. I was like, oh man, I was born to the wrong family. Sherilyn Schaffner, how are you? #1 fan, please hit the like button. Talks to Angels, I want to visit Ireland. Lovebug53, I bet that's beautiful. Sid, she talks to angels. Good tune, right? Michael Gibson, Bill, are doing to my old medic crews, rescuing firefighting, jeopardizing patient care. Michael Gibson, so they're doing the same thing to rescue crews. They're videotaping you and getting in your face. That should be illegal. I don't know why it's not illegal. Why is that legal, you know? When you talk about, especially law enforcement, is wearing body-worn video above on their left chest, how can they want more transparency? Oh, we want more oh, really? Okay. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. I just can't imagine any other profession. And the Gabby Cabby, Bill Kent is where I'm from, a town called Margate. Tony D, man, that spruce is beautiful behind you. Thank you, buddy. I have a beautiful property. It's amazing, and that was one of the reasons that I've been here since 2004. So 18 years we've been here, and it's a beautiful house, a beautiful property, and you know, your home becomes you. It becomes who you are. Becomes where you're comfortable, where you lay your hat, where you lay your head, right? And that's the safetyness, the safety net of being home, right? Uh, Jane, London is such a cool city. I've seen so many famous people there. Lovebug 53. Lovebug 53. I know, Kim, I might do some. Hi, Bill. Happy Friday. Regards from Denmark. Sven Larsen. Uh, Mickey Mantle, we're waiting to introduce you to the ultimate in Law and Order, Bill. Tower of London. Woohoo. Love it, love it, love it. There's in Ireland, and I don't even pretend how to say it, but they call the police Garda. And it's Garda Sochana. I don't know how to pronounce that. Hi, Wendy McDonald. I don't know. I'm sure I butchered the pronunciation of it. It's just like when you see like a lot of Irish names, they're spelled so differently than they're pronounced. Uh, Neve, uh, Siobhan. Siobhan is spelled like Siobhan. Who would know that the pronunciation is Siobhan, right? Not me. So, Jane, yeah, I met Lady Gaga twice in London. Best day ever. Lady Gaga is one hell of a talented. I guess she's this era's Madonna, but I think a lot more talented musically than Madonna. Madonna was probably a great dancer, but musically, I think Lady Gaga is a lot more talented than Madonna. But Madonna had her day, right? She was in the limelight. She was a big star back in the day. I guess she's still a star, but she's not in the same league right now as Lady Gaga. Crime soap opera. Love bug, Andy the Gabby Cabby. Home is where the heart is. That's for sure, right? My kids always like to come home because we make it so attractive for them to come home. It's like they never left. They commandeer the living room. They commandeer the remote control and they watch sports all day, or they commandeer the pool area or the barbecue area. And but that's how I wanted it. Would any of you not want your kids to feel welcome as all hell in their own home, the home they grew up in? Of course you'd want that, right? How's that? I just moved the camera up a little bit. Is that looking good? My daughter's name is Siobhan. So K.H. Walker, that's how it's spelled, right? But who would ever know that by that spelling, right? Uh, how about even the Irish name Liam? I never knew that. You know what that's from? It's William. It's the second half of the name William. William. So Liam is the second half of it's William. So if your name is Liam, chances are you were baptized William, you know. And thus the name Liam. It's very Irish, right? Shawnee, Shawny. I'm sure, look, Americans have some weird spellings to first names and everything, but the Irish, you have no idea. How about even the Irish have a lot of, and the English too, words that we don't use over here. I'll give you an example. You guys know the tune Wild Night by Van Morrison? If you listen to the earliest recording of that, it starts out like this. So you brush your shoes and stand before the merle, and you comb your hair, you grab your coat and lout, and you walk wet streets trying to remember all the wild night free air in your very ever. So, so you brush your shoes, you grab your coat and lout. I guess lout, and you guys can correct me, is the word Gaelic for hat, right? And you comb your hair. Uh, you brush your shoes, you stand before the Merle. Merle is mirror, prime soap opera, right? Merle is mirror. Lout is hat. So in the earliest version of the tune Wild Night, he used the Gaelic words. And I think later on, when he re-recorded it, he used more Americanized words. But I thought that was pretty cool, you know. Yeah, Irish have they come up with these words. You're like, what the hell does that mean? Like a diaper, they call a nappy. I got the nappy on the baby, right? Nappy. Or the Irish always say, in English, they always say cheers, right? Cheers. And that means, thumbs up, cheers, right? I guess it comes from drinking, cheers. You had two good guests on the other night. Yeah, Steve Murphy and Javier. Um, what's his last name? Javier. Anyway, they were from the TV show Narcos. They were DEA agents. They were fantastic. I thought they were great guests. It's sometimes, there's a lot of planning in getting guests and then prepping them before they come on. We don't do that much prep. Javier Pena and Steve Murphy. They came on 10 minutes before the show, right? Talks to Angels, Cheers, remember that show? They came on 10 minutes before the show, and I said, guys, I don't like to do a lot of prep. I said, because it takes the spontaneity away from the show. What I like to do is just like we're having a conversation, just like we're in a bar having drinks. You guys good with that? And I'll lead you along. They said, yeah, that's great. And it was good, right? And we didn't prepare for it at all because the spontaneity and just the whole nature of just like having a conversation. 51 people in the chat, 52 thumbs up. Let's get some more people in the chat, guys. It's a Friday. It's beautiful. Brad R, yes. Spontaneity of just, and you guys just being like voyeurs and listening to a conversation. And I think that's pretty cool, K.H. Walker, that was a great show. Thank you. Jamie Pimentel. Hey, Sergeant Bill. How are you, Jamie? Good to see you. Yeah, I thought it was a great show, and you know who I'm trying to get back on? They haven't given me a date yet. Bob Starkman and Joe Pistone. The great FBI agent Joe Pistone. Donnie Brasco, the movie Donnie Brasco was made out of the life of Joe Pistone. And Bob Starkman was a customs enforcement agent, and he worked early in his career as a correction officer. And then after his law enforcement career, he became a junior college basketball coach and a Hall of Fame junior college basketball coach. So I love to have those guys on there to talk about just having a conversation. And Joe Pistone, what a legend he is, right? Here I am meeting him, and I think he, I'm not going to say how old he is. He probably doesn't like me to say that, but just take it from me. He's been around, Joe Pistone, and movies made out of his life. Great guy, super guy, and so they haven't committed to a date, but they're going to be coming on soon. You guys are going to look forward to that one, right? And then I got to start getting some more. Phil Leo, hi Bill and all. I got to start getting more guests because a lot of times it's easier for me to just talk about Margaret Hearn. We need to see retired Detective Irma Rivera. Irma's tough to book, and in a way that she's so busy. So when I call her up, it's always like, oh, you got to give me a week. I don't always work like that. I'm more spontaneous. I'm like, can you do tomorrow? Can you do tonight? Can you do Friday? Can you do Monday? So I don't do a lot of planning, even with the booking of guests. Kim Allison, Joe Pistone looks good for his age. He looks fantastic. Let's just say he's crossed the octogenarian level, and he looks fantastic. Smart guy, It's a privilege and an honor to have him on the show. Folks, if you're watching and you're not subscribed to Police Off the Cuff on our YouTube channel, go on our YouTube, hit the subscribe button. It's free to subscribe to our YouTube. Give us a thumbs up and ring that bell. And if you'd like to support us, we have a Patreon with 3 different levels, and you can subscribe to the Patreon. And then if you want to become a channel member, we have five, count them, five different levels on our YouTube channel members, and you can join that. And that's to support us in a financial way. Rocky, hey buddy, how are you? Hey Sergeant Bill, yo. Rocky is in the house. Rocky Balboa, you know. You wonder, like, when, Sylvester Stallone wrote that movie Rocky, and it was actually based on the fights. It was based on the fights that Muhammad Ali had against a liquor salesman who was a heavyweight fighter by the name of Chuck Wepner. And I guess Sylvester Stallone said, this is unbelievable. Here's a guy who's a liquor salesman, but also, a pretty tough fighter. And he gets a shot to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world with not the greatest credentials. And not only does he get a shot, but he goes the distance with the heavyweight champion of the world. If that's not a great story, and thus was born Rocky. How many episodes of Rocky was it? I think it's like 5 episodes, right? So that made Sylvester Stallone's career, right? And then he just invented Apollo Creed, who really, the invention of Apollo Creed was Muhammad Ali, really, right? And all the other characters in Rocky, I thought one of the greatest characters in Rocky was Burgess Meredith as the trainer. I thought he was fantastic. And of course, his brother-in-law, Paulie, great character, right? And isn't that the key to great stories? Great characters, right? If you can write great characters, invent great... The Penguin Time Traveler, that's right. Burgess Meredith, what a voice. 'Cause you're a bum. You could have been a good fighter, but you're a leg breaker. And you're a nobody. That speech was fantastic, Great movies, yeah. To me, the greatest boxing movie ever, and you guys know what I'm going to say, because you probably agree, and if you don't agree, it's okay, was The Raging Bull with Robert De Niro, about the life of Jake LaMotta. I mean, that movie, of course, Martin Scorsese is probably one of the greatest movie directors in the history of cinema, right? Just totally incredible. Anyone disagree with The Raging Bull was the greatest boxing movie ever? And of course, another great boxing movie was The Champ, right? And Ricky Schroeder played, and it was a remake because it was made back in the day with different characters, But, boxing movies are pretty cool, pretty cool. And there was another one, I can't think of the name of it right now. Maximus played the lead. Anyway, I'm not remembering his name either. Bo Peep, I went to the World Series with my mom and dad when I was a little girl. I remember Mickey Mantle, Bobby Richardson, Yogi Berra, Clete Boyer, Joe Pepitone. Wow. Long time ago. The Yankees are almost mythical, right? When you talk about some of their greatest players, and you just named a whole 5 or 6 of them, right? You talk about, how about Joe DiMaggio? He goes down as like a mythical player. Russell Crowe, Phil Lee, you're right. Maximus, Russell Crowe. What was the boxing movie he played in? Something Man. Cinderella, right? That was a pretty good movie too, right? Cinderella Man. I could never bear to watch that one. Too violent, K.H. Walker. Yeah, so some Fugazi, forget about it. JT. Phil Leo, yes. 72 people in the chat, 64 thumbs up. See, you guys don't love the yard side as much as you love the pool side. If I was at the pool side, I'd have 100, no problem. People would be saying, Sergeant Bill, why don't you jump in the water? Cinderella Man, Jeffrey Crowley, that's it. Rocky, Max Baer. Max Baer was a great fighter. Marilyn Manetta, Cinderella Man is my favorite because you get to see his whole family as well. Aha, cool, Bill. Love hearing the New York accent as well. You know, boxing is it's such a tough sport. Like to try to get out of anywhere through boxing. I'm gonna fight my way out. You know, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it big. When I grew up in Levittown, Long Island, we had a kid. He was good friends of my brother. He was the same age as my brother, and he was a Golden Gloves champion. And then he became a pro. And I'll give you his name, and his name is poetic in itself. His name was Gino Gelomino, and he was a junior lightweight. And I think he started out his career at like 21 and 0. Uh, and he really good fighter, fast as hell. And then he fought some like journeyman boxer, like a kid that wasn't supposed to be that good, and the kid was a lefty, and he got knocked out by this journeyman fighter. So when you're 21 and 0, and all of a sudden you get knocked out by someone you're not supposed to, it sort of puts a little bit of a stain on your on your record. And we still loved the kid. We thought he was great. But moving up now, you know, of course, if you're a fighter, your goal is to get a payday. You want to get a purse, you know, because you're risking your life going into the ring. You're training. You're doing this. You're doing that. And I think he stepped up and fought some ranked junior lightweight, and uh, he didn't do well in that fight either. And that sort of, I think he wound up his career. He was, I don't know, maybe he was like 23, 24, and 3 or 4 or something like that. Very respectable and really one hell of a fighter. But when you watched him and you saw this is how tough that business is, you know, he's so good. Look at how hard. I went play golf with him one time, and he ran the holes. So he'd hit his shot and he'd run to his next shot because he wanted to get more of a workout in. You know, boxers, you know, if they fight 10 rounds, they run 10 miles a day to build that cardio endurance up. So tough, you know. Now today, that whole MMA thing has taken over. Brad, how about Vito Antuofermo? One hell of a tough guy, Vito Antuofermo, you know. He was a middleweight where they had some superstars back in his day. Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler. Uh, Sugar Ray may have not have been a middleweight at the time Vito was. I think Sugar Ray may have been a welterweight, but Marvin Hagler was a middleweight. I can't even name all of them, but Vito Antuofermo was a tough dude, you know. Look, crazy business to be in, you know. Brad R., New Yorker. Cheers, everyone. I got my Poland spring water. So what's everyone going to do this weekend? Any big plans? Anyone going to jump in the ocean by Long Island so they can offer up a leg or an arm to a shark? Crazy, you know. You don't want to hear something crazy? I did a show on the shark attacks on Long Island, and you know, YouTube demonetized me. Like, how was that not? How like would advertisers shy away from a shark show? I just don't get it, you know. Rocky, I'm doing well. I'm working hard. I'm working on my recovery. I still got pain in my hip and it's stiff, but I do my mile walk every day, and I'm working out with the weights. Not heavy, light, but I'll be back. I'll be back. Okay, my uncle Kevin was a boxer in Montreal in the 1930s. He went on to win the Canadian equivalent of the Medal of Honor, fighting in World War II. Beautiful yard, Tien. Bo Peep. The heat is so oppressive here. Never mind, Bo Peep. You will find your sheep, no matter where they be. Never mind, Bo Peep. You will find your sheep and take them home with you. That's from March of the Wooden Soldiers. I saw that name, Bo Peep. I was like, I couldn't resist, you know. What a great name, Bo Peep. But TN, Bo Peep even laughed. She thought that was funny. Laugh out loud. That shark show with you and Phil was the best yet. One of the funniest. And they, why? Why was it demonetized? How was it offensive? I just don't get it. You know, I don't get it. How my shark show was offensive to the advertisers. Why? Why was it offensive to the advertisers? You Brits don't like sharks? Crime soap opera. Hello, hello, hello. Crazy, right? Bo Peep agree. Never mind, Bo Peep, you will find your sheep no matter where they be. Never mind, Bo Peep, we will find your sheep and take them home to you. Who is the the male lead in March of the Wooden Soldiers? His first name was Tommy. What was his last name? Do you guys remember? Judy Morris, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good to see you too. Come on. I think I'm going to give you my guess at his last name. I think it was Tommy Tucker. Is that correct? Thank you, Rocky. Love your singing. Was it Tommy Tucker? I watched March of the Wooden Soldiers every time, every morning of Thanksgiving, you know. That was like the go-to thing. It was on every Thanksgiving. And we watched it every morning. Barnaby, he was the realtor that owned the shoe that Bo Peep and her mom lived in. And Barnaby was going to evict them because they didn't have the money for the rent. And Laurel and Hardy said they were going to get the money in an advance from their boss so they could save the home. Someone wants me to sing Amore. I don't even know Amore. Let me see. When the moon hits the sky like a big pizza pie, that's Amore. That's about as much as of Amore as I know, you know. But and I started out too low because I couldn't hit the last note. Got to start a little higher, you know. But 61 in the chat, 72 thumbs up. I guess we're not going to hit 100 today. Bo Peep, yes. It's a Wonderful Life by Frank Capra. Great, great, great movie with the great James Stewart playing the lead part, right? That's a great movie too. Yeah. George was his name. George. Uh, Red Cells in the Sunset. Please, please. Bo Peep, I don't play bass. I play regular guitar. I wish I did play bass. There's not enough hours in a day to do all the things: acting, stand-up comedy, guitar, podcast. How much time do I have? How many hats can I wear? You know. Hit that like button. I was number 58. So, a lot of people I don't see today. I guess people are busy going away on a Friday morning, Friday afternoon. They're fleeing. They're fleeing the city to the countryside. We go to pick up the food. Pick up the food before we go to the countryside. And then we'll hang out. We'll hang out with the Bogue. I love Van Morrison. Oh, that's what you want. Van the Man. Van the Man. I was trying to think of some of his tunes that he was talking about the peat or the bog. Put the bog. Some very different language. And Bo Peep, I thought so because you display the Beatles and had an amp in the background. Yeah, I play guitar. I have two Fender Strats and I have a Martin Grand Performance Series and I have a Gibson acoustic guitar CL30. Sometimes you have a really expensive guitar. You don't like to bring it out with you all the time. So I have a cheaper guitar and the Gibson CL30. I can take that anywhere. You don't care if it gets banged up a little bit. And it's a good guitar. It sounds great. But you don't always want to take, an expensive guitar or leave it in the car or something like that. Sometimes people don't have any respect to their instrument. If you leave a really good guitar inside a hot car, you can actually smell the glue that holds the guitar together melting, you know. I don't know where Philly is today. Philly's a busy guy. He's running all over Brooklyn doing something, collecting the bets. I don't know. He's taking the numbers all over Brooklyn, you know, or he's doing a Cops in the Kitchen episode. I don't know. So lovely to see you again. I miss you. You're seriously chirpy today. Heard the heat was crazy in the U.S. Hope Mrs. is doing well. She's doing very well. Forrest Gump is great. Oh, yeah, great. Into the Mystic. Christmas Carol every Christmas Eve. Had to watch. Phil Leo, Al Di Meola, Joe Satriano, guitarist. Al Di Meola has a tune or an album called Elegant Gypsy. And he plays with Paco de Lucia and John McLaughlin. And it's like some of the most amazing guitar I've ever heard. Into the Mystic. We were born before the wind, almost younger than the sun, and the body boat was run as we sail into the mystic. Hark now, hear the angels sigh. Send the love and watch the sky. Have your soul and spirit fly into the mystic. When that foghorn blows, you know I'll be coming home. When that foghorn blows, I want to hear it. I'm not going to try to hit that note right now. I'm not ready for it. Pecan Baby. Moon dance, yeah. It's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in the sky. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the cover of October sky. And all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sounds of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to read to the calling of your heartstrings that play fast and low. And all the night's magic seem to whisper and hush. And all the soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? I'm not going to do the whole second verse. Good tune. That's a really good tune. Boom, 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 boom. Van the Man. Guys, we're at 42 minutes. At 45, I'm going to start taking an exit stage left. But it's been great to spend all this time with you guys today on a Friday afternoon. You guys are all getting ready for your weekend, going to wherever you're going with family and friend. Kim Allison sending you all love and prayers. See you later. God bless. Thank you, Kim. Crime Soap Opera. Nice bass. That was bass courtesy of the mouth. Boom, 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 boom. Phil Leo, the real tough guy, is the guy that wakes up every morning and goes to work. Paraphrase from A Bronx Tale, Chaz Palminteri. He's great, Chaz Palminteri. Rocky, thank you, Sergeant Bill, for everything. Oh, thank you guys for giving me an audience, you know. Joe Murray, he's coming late. It's like a minute and 20 seconds, and Joe Murray shows up. Thank you, Joe, for showing up. Always great to have you here. But he's a busy lawyer, man. He probably just saw it and said, let me stop in, you know. Jojo, Jolene, Andy the Gabby Cabby. Joe Murray is on the air right now. Always good to see Joe Murray. I can't imagine how busy he is right now. Did you see, Joe, yesterday someone was going to try to stab Lee Zeldin, the Republican candidate for governor? The guy had like a razor in his hand and they stopped him. I mean, how did the guy get so close to Lee Zeldin? Crazy, right? They got to protect people a little bit better than that, a lot better than that, you know. Whereas some crazy guy, and he was a veteran, can get close and potentially slash him with a razor. That should not happen, you know. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So, Joe, what are you doing this weekend? sitting by the phone waiting for some clients to call? I don't think so. I think Joe's going to have some fun this weekend. So, guys, I just hit 45 minutes. I'm going to say sayonara. I'm going to be coming back on the air at 4 o'clock. And I'm going to do a show on live PD with, the Dan Abrams thing and how they're back and how popular the show is. And Brad, Joe missed a good show here the other night. Sergeant Bill hit it out of the park. Thank you guys so much for all your praise. Guys, I want everyone to have a great afternoon. Again, I'll be back on the air at 4 o'clock. Please join me then, and we'll have some fun. Have a great day.